Hello everyone, this is Red with RedDragonLeo.com. It is Saturday, November the 10th, 2012. We are looking at the chart here of the SPX, the daily chart here for the last 1 year. And it is looking very, very, very bearish, as you can clearly see. We did not get hardly anything for a bounce last Friday, as you can see by this little candle here. We popped up to 1390, then we came right back down and closed about flat. We're actually in a little triangle here if you actually look at this on the 60-minute chart, or even less than that. Look at it on the 30-minute chart. Let's look at the 15 actually, kind of give you an idea where I'm seeing a triangle from. And it did not break to the upside. As you can see right here, you can actually draw a line here. If you simply draw a line like this, and that's connecting the actual closing price there to the closing price there. Or if you wanted to draw it to here as well, and to sorry, let's draw it to there, and then move that in right there, and you can see that we've got a triangle going on right there. And you can draw the other line here, connect this line here, and you can see that it's looking to break out. Now, will it break out to the upside here and break through this? I don't know. It's right now it's super bearish. This is it's going to be a tough one to call. But if we do break out, then I'm looking for a maximum next week of probably no more than this 14.15, 14.20 tops. I don't even think it's going to get that high. Now, we need to redraw this trend line right here, but I want to draw it on the let's see, 2-hour chart. See if it's correct on the 2-hour chart. Okay. And this is what we're really focused on, is trend lines, moving averages. And if we connect these right here, as you can see, it actually possibly could go to 14.27. But do understand this line is going down hard and fast, and could easily be down here to 14.20 by the time it actually gets up there. So that would be maybe Wednesday, if we're lucky, if it chops out that long. I don't think it's going to make it that long. It might just pop right back up and only hit this 14.05 here. Would be probably more likely. Maybe that rises up to 14.10, which ironically is horizontal resistance right in this area, as you can see here. So wherever you draw it, this here zone, this choppy zone, I don't think we're going to get up this high. I really don't. You know, this is possible. But I don't think it's likely. I think more likely we might get up here and back test this horizontal line and this rising trend line from May the 18th, 2012 at the low. So let's look at that line and see. It's all a matter of where it's going to hit these lines or not. And okay, so these trend lines are going to stop it. They're going to be big resistance. This one here definitely is going to be some big resistance if it gets up that high. And I honestly don't think it's going to do it. I actually think that we're more likely going to drop into some type of wave 3 of 3 if you actually count these waves. Depends on how you count these waves. We could be in a 5th wave or a wave 3. I'm really not sure. So let's kind of throw out some scenarios here and use our little tool here to draw some lines. And so if this was the start of, if this was a peak right here as opposed to this one, let's just say that this whole move here ended here, then if we came down here for a wave 1, and we came up for a wave 2, and then we came down for a wave 3, and now that was a wave 4, and now this is a wave 5. Now, is that correct? If that was correct, then we should be turning back up. But look down here where we're at, down here at the bottom, and you can see this negative 10. It still has quite a ways to go. There's no signs of this turning back up. So there's not even positive divergence yet. It is still headed down. Whereas here, you can see it. That was about where we was there, -10. It kept on going. It kept on going. So we very well could be, just looking at this chart, and you can see there we didn't have any positive divergence either. The only time it hit positive divergence was there, and that was after it bottomed to here. And as you can see, this move here, we could be literally right here in this zone right here, with that move right there being Friday. And we could be looking for this, a continuation of this entire move down. If we go up at all, this trend line right here is about the maximum I really think we could hit, or this one right here, if it goes up that high at all. So draw those on out, and you can see they're gonna peak probably about Wednesday, if we do chop up at all and do any kind of move up. Otherwise, we could just chop sideways and then drop again. Let's change these colors here. Let's clear this off of here and look at this again. So the more likely scenario is that this was some type of wave 1, this was some type of wave 2, and this move here is a wave 3 that's going to go down like this. And inside the wave 3, you've got different waves inside it. And so possibly this first move down was a wave 1, chop sideways for a 2, then a nasty 3, and then maybe chop sideways for a 4, and finally a 5. That very well could be it. And of course, that's only a wave 3. And if we are headed down, then do keep in mind that we have a 1068 fake print. What is it, 1068.50, I think, on the SPX. It's a fake print, so you know, it's hard to say how far we can go down, but obviously we just got to take this one day at a time, because before we can get any kind of significant rally, I do think that this thing is going to have to work its way down here to -20 or so, just like this one here did. And then if we did, then maybe this is the bottom here for this massive wave 3, and then we have like we had here a 4 and then a 5, a shortened 5. So that seems to be the more likely thing. So what we're going to look for here on the daily chart, this thing is not likely to turn up, but it could get us a few bars to try to turn up before it pops back down again and keeps going lower like this, which would be similar to the action of here. You see how it went down, and then it had a couple bars sideways right there, and then it just kept on going down again. You see it got lower right there. That's kind of in this time period right here. We might not get anything more than just a pop up on Monday one more time, and then roll back down the rest of the week into a wave 3. It is very, very bearish right now. We can look at this on a weekly chart as well. So let's pull up the weekly chart to see how it compares. Obviously, the weekly chart here, let's zoom in on this area here. The weekly chart here, when we were going down, look at this. Look at where how similar this is when we're actually looking at this. This area right here that we had, which was that wave 3, we could be starting it right now and be very similar to it, because look at about where that was. When you look here, we were about right here and about right here on this move down like this. And actually, if we go back to, okay, so we're more like right in this area, if we're, let's say, supposedly about right that area right there. And this is looking pretty similar. I mean, it really truly is. It's looking pretty similar. And the fact that you also have negative divergence right here, where you have came up here and put in a lower high on these MACD histogram bars. I'm sorry, not MACD, the MACD lines, moving averages, not the histogram bars. This tells you that this move down here, it could go deeper. It could go deeper than this one here. This one kind of dipped down right in this area and then curled back up. This one could easily go deeper before it turns back up. because of the fact that you're putting in a negative divergence there. So weekly chart, it's looking pretty ugly. So is it possible that we can actually go down here and hit, my goodness, that's off the chart, that's like 1068, that's way down here. I don't know, anything's possible. Anything's possible. We're just going to take it again one day at a time. Let's go back here and look at the 60-minute chart and 4-hour chart, etc. Looking at this 60-minute chart, you can see it does need to come up here a little bit, and it's going to work its way up. So whether or not it's going to break out here or not, I don't know, but it needs to work its way back up here and maybe put in, if I was to draw a line here, you could basically see that it would not, you could literally draw you a line right like this and see that when it finally gets out here, this is going to curl, and finally maybe it hits right there, and that's all we get on the 60-minute chart, and then it just collapses again. If that kind of makes sense to you, that's kind of what we're looking for to happen. Now, where could the price go? Choppy. Maybe it pops out back down to back test. Choppy. Maybe if we're lucky, it gets up here, and by the time Wednesday happens, these two are together, and maybe it hits 14 something. It's not going to get through this line at this point. I really don't see it. So if it can go back up here and get and clear out stops here and go in this range, not go above this line, but pop above here to clear out some stops, then it's got a big free fall with no bears on board to drop really hard into a wave 3 of a 3. So looking at the let me see here, get back onto there. Looking at the 2-hour chart, and you're probably going to see some similar stuff here. As you can see here, the 2-hour chart as well is not looking too healthy either. You could again draw you a line right down through here and see that what we're looking for is a curl, work its way back up here, barely touch the 0 line on these MACDs. So we could see it kind of down like this, make a positive divergence, work its way up over Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday if we're lucky, and then either start collapsing on Wednesday or Thursday. But if it doesn't get going here soon, it's going to collapse on Tuesday. So I'm pushing it out best case scenario as we see some choppy action and trying to work our way up to hit below this line, and maybe you can see how this one's going to touch right here. So maybe take out a little bit of the stops right in this area before you collapse. If you're able to get it up here and take out those stops, there's going to be no bears on board, and this thing is just going to collapse. And again, it could very well be a wave 3 of a 3 of a 3. Assuming again that that's a wave 1, a wave 2, and maybe that is a wave 3. I don't know. Elliott wave is so subjective. So maybe this is a wave 4, and maybe we're in a wave 5 right now. I'm not sure. So it's very subjective, and you're just speculating on the wave count. And the other situation would be that this was your wave 1, this was your wave 2, this is your first wave of a wave 3, and then inside it you would have, of course, that would obviously be going down way off this chart, and inside that wave 3 you would have 5 waves, and maybe this one here is wave 1. So anyway, that is if that makes sense to you here. Let me see if I can't draw this. Okay, it looks like I'm working. Alright, I'm running out of time anyway. I think you get the idea here. So again, just one last drawing right here would be, my pen thing is just kind of crapping out on me. Okay, you get the idea. You just down here for a wave 1, a 2, a 3, and then it's all inside a larger 3. That is a possibility. So I'm just going to be looking for these things right here to get their way back up to about 0 line on the 2-hour chart for these MACDs. That would be the ideal shorting spot in my opinion. So okay, guys, good luck to everyone. It should be a bearish week next week. Very, very bearish. Thanks a lot.